Good morning, students. Today, I am going to teach you the first chapter of your English book, English reader book, First Flight, and the chapter's name is A Letter to God. This chapter, this lesson is written by G.L. Fuentes, and this is a very striking story and very incredible story of a poor farmer Lenko. So, I am going to explain this, and before starting the story, let me tell you something about Lenko. Lenko, as you can see in the screen, Lenko is a farmer who writes a letter to God when his crops are ruined. Lenko is a farmer and he is very poor, and suddenly his crops are ruined due to the hailstorms, and he decides to write a letter asking 100 pesos, and he was demanding 100 pesos. Actually, pesos was the currency of the country where he lives. Does Lenko's letter reach God? क्या लेंको का लेटर भगवान तक पहुंचता है? Does God send him the money? क्या भगवान उसे पैसा देते हैं? Think what your answers to these questions would be. आपका जवाब क्या होगा? Suppose if I ask you, can anybody write letter to God? Can the letter reach God? Can the God give him some money? Think what your answers to these questions would be and guess how the story continue before you begin to read. And you have to just assume and just guess how the story will continue before you begin to read. कहानी शुरू करने से पहले आप इसके बारे में जरूर सोचिएगा. Now, let us move on to the story. Here, the story starts from here. The house, the only one in the entire valley. वो घर, that the only one in the entire valley, that was alone in the entire valley, means it was the single house in the entire valley, sat on the crest of a low hill. Crest is the top of a hill, and the hill was not very high, it was a very low hill, but the important thing is the house was the only one in the entire valley. From this height, one could see the river. When you are at such a height, you can see everything around you. Just like you are at the top of a fort, you will see the whole city. In the same way, when you are at the height of a hill, you could see the river. You could see the fields of ripe corn, dotted with the flowers that always promised a good harvest, and all the fields were full of ripe corn, and there were little flowers that always promised a good harvest. What is the meaning of promised a good harvest? That means if you can see the flowers, that means the harvest, the yield is very good. As you have studied in class 9th, the yield means उपज हिंदी में कहते हैं. The only thing the earth needed was a downpour or at least a shower. And the only thing the earth needed means what was lacking in this atmosphere? Only a shower, a good rainfall. And for a long time there has not been a rainfall. Throughout the morning, पूरी सुबह जो लेंको था, who knew his fields intimately, और वह अपने खेतों को बहुत अच्छी तरह जानता था, had done nothing else but see the sky towards the northeast, and he has been looking at the sky for the whole morning, for the whole evening, because northeast was the direction from where the clouds would come. But as it was going to happen, there was no rain. Now we are really going to get some water, woman. So suddenly he says to his wife that I think that the rain is going to come and we are really going to get some water. I hope that some rainfall will be there. The woman who was preparing supper and his wife was preparing the afternoon meal replied. उसने कहा, yes, God willing. हाँ, अगर भगवान की मर्जी है तो. The older boys were working in the fields while the smaller ones were playing near the house. The older boys of Lenko working in the field, and the smaller one, those who were the younger boys and girls of Lenko, playing near the house, until the woman called to them all, and suddenly the wife of Lenko called all of them, come for dinner, खाना खाने के लिए आ जाइए. It was during the meal that just as Lenko had predicted, and suddenly what Lenko sees as he had predicted, big drops of rain began to fall. Suddenly he noticed big drops of rainfall started coming down. In the northeast, huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. And what did he see? From the northeast, as I told you, the direction from which the clouds would come, northeast, huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. Means humongous sized clouds were seen approaching. The air was fresh and sweet, and just you must have noticed that when the rainfall was about to come, then suddenly the atmosphere becomes pleasant, the air becomes sweet and cool. The man went out for no other reason than to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body, and the man Lenko was very happy to see that, and he just went out not to enjoy in the rain, just to feel the pleasure of rain on his body. And when he returned and exclaimed, and suddenly he came back and he was very happy. These are not, just listen to this line very carefully, these are not raindrops falling from the sky. ये बरसात की बूंदें नहीं हैं जो ऊपर से आसमान से गिर रही हैं. दे आर न्यू कॉइन्स, ये हमारे लिए सिक्के हैं, हमारे लिए पैसा है. नाउ आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड वाई ही वॉज सेइंग दिस, क्योंकि वो जानता था कि जब ये बरसात होगी इससे मेरी फसल और अच्छी होगी और मैं कुछ पैसे इसको बेचकर कमा पाऊंगा. द बिग ड्रॉप्स आर 10 cent pieces and the little ones are 5. जो बड़ी ड्रॉप हैं वो 10 पैसे के सिक्के हैं और जो छोटी बूंदें हैं वो 5 सेंट के कॉइन्स हैं. With a satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corns with its flowers draped in a curtain of rain. वो बहुत ही satisfied expression, उसके बहुत satisfied हो गया था और उसने क्या कहा? द फील्ड ऑफ राइप कॉर्न, की मेरे जो पके हुए मक्के के खेत हैं जिनमें तमाम तरह के फ्लावर्स आ रहे हैं, ड्रेप्ड इन अ कर्टेन ऑफ रेन, वो पूरे बरसात में ड्रेप्ड यानी कवर हो गए हैं, बरसात के कपड़े ने उनको पूरी तरह से ढक लिया है. बट सडनली एवरीथिंग गेट्स चेंज्ड एंड हियर अ स्ट्रॉन्ग विंड बिगेन टू फ्लो एंड अलॉन्ग विद द रेन वेरी लार्ज हेल स्टोन्स began to fall. What happens here suddenly? A strong wind, बहुत तेज आंधी चलने लगती है, और केवल आंधी ही नहीं, एक ऐसी चीज़ होती है जिससे केवल लेंको ही नहीं बल्कि हमारे भारत में भी लगभग हर किसान उससे डरता है, जिसको हम ओले कहते हैं, इंग्लिश में हेल स्टोन्स कहते हैं. सडनली बहुत तेज आंधी के साथ ओले बरसने स्टार्ट हो गए, और ओले भी बहुत बड़े आकार के थे. These truly did resemble new silver coins. हालांकि ये देखने में सिल्वर कॉइन्स की तरह ही नजर आ रहे थे, but these silver coins are not very useful for them. They are very harmful. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls. और जो बच्चे अभी बरसात में घर में छुप कर बैठे थे, अब वो बाहर दौड़कर उन जमे हुए मोतियों, frozen pearls, I hope you understand what is the meaning of frozen pearls, the hailstones, ओले जो थे उनको समेटने के लिए, उनको कलेक्ट करने के लिए दौड़ पड़े. अब लेंको क्या कहता है सुनिएगा. इट इज़ रियली गेटिंग बैड नाउ, बहुत बुरा हो रहा है. दिस इज वॉट आई डिड नॉट एक्सपेक्ट, मैंने इसकी बिल्कुल कल्पना नहीं की थी. एक्सप्लेन्ड द मैन, उस व्यक्ति ने कहा. आई होप इट पासिस क्विकली, मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि ये सब बुरा वक्त है जो जल्दी ही गुजर जाएगा. जैसे हम भी उम्मीद करते हैं, वी आर होपिंग इन दिस ग्रिम सिनेरियो दैट दिस कोरोना पास वेरी क्विकली. सो इन द सेम वे ही वॉज ऑल्सो होपिंग दैट दिस हेल स्टोन्स, द फॉलिंग ऑफ हेल स्टोन्स स्टॉप वेरी क्विकली, बट इट डिड नॉट पास क्विकली. जस्ट अपोजिट हैपेंड टू हिज होप. फॉर एन आवर, पूरे 1 घंटे तक, द हेल रेन्ड ऑन द हाउस, घर की छत पर जो हेल स्टोन्स थे वो बरसते रहे. रेन्ड मीन्स बरसते रहे. द गार्डन, द हिल साइड, द कॉर्नफील्ड ऑन द होल वैली, पूरी बरसात जो ओलों की हो रही थी वो पहाड़ी पर, गार्डन पर, उसके मक्के के खेतों पर, पूरी घाटी में, पूरी वैली में ये ओलों की बरसात हो रही थी. द फील्ड वॉज वाइट एज इफ कवर्ड विथ सॉल्ट, पूरी की पूरी जो खेत थे वो इस तरह सफ़ेद हो गए मानो आसमान से नमक बरस रहा हो. सो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, आई होप आपको ये कहानी यहाँ तक समझ में आई होगी, पसंद आई होगी. इसके आगे की कहानी हम अगले वीडियो में कवर करेंगे. कोई डाउट हो तो आप मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं. नाउ व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इन दिस स्टोरी, you have to find out difficult words, find their meanings from the dictionary, and write them and learn them, and also learn how to use them in sentences. Only then these difficult words will be memorized to you, otherwise they will be forgotten. So I hope you will read this story again and again, but don't read ahead because it will destroy the suspense. I will reveal the suspense tomorrow. Till then, take care. Goodbye.